Hello dear students. So today we are going to discuss structural organization in animals. So it is a very important topic from our plus 1 biology, and in this chapter we will be mainly dealing with morphology and anatomy of frog. Okay. So before moving on to the details, that is morphology and anatomy of frog, let us have a quick introduction of structural organization in animals. So you have to remember that there are 4 types of tissues. Okay, so the 4 types of tissues present in animals are, so you have already learned that in your early classes. So which are the 4 types of tissues seen in animals? First one, epithelial tissue or covering tissue. Okay, second one, connective tissue, which includes blood, bones, cartilage, etc. Then third one, muscular tissue, that includes muscles, and fourth one is neural tissue. Okay, so these are the 4 types of tissues present in animals. Then here mainly we will be focusing on frog. Okay, we take frog as our model organism, and we will be discussing morphology and anatomy of frog. So you all know about frog, right? We have learned about frog in our animal kingdom chapter. So which is the scientific name of frog? The scientific name of frog is Rana tigrina. Our Indian frog is Rana tigrina. So Rana is the genus name, tigrina is the species name. Then which is the phylum? Phylum is Chordata, and subphylum is Vertebrata. So phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata. So you have learned that in animal kingdom, right? Phylum Chordata, subphylum Vertebrata. Then what is the name of the superclass? Superclass was Tetrapoda, right? Those animals with the 4 limbs or 2 pairs of limbs are present in superclass Tetrapoda. So like that, our frog is also included in superclass Tetrapoda. So the superclass is Tetrapoda. Okay, then which is the class? Class is Amphibia. So what is the speciality of amphibians? Yes, they can live in both land and water, right? So amphi, the meaning of amphi is both. So frogs are amphibians, that means they can live in both land and water, but water is required for sexual reproduction. Okay, so they can live in both land and water, but for sexual reproduction what is needed? Water is needed. Okay, so Rana tigrina is the most common species of frog in India. Then they are cold-blooded or poikilotherms. So frogs are cold-blooded, or we can also say that they are poikilotherms. So what do you mean by poikilotherms? That is, they cannot regulate their body temperature according to their surroundings. So we humans, that is mammals and birds, are homeothermic or warm-blooded animals, right? Because we have the ability to maintain a normal body temperature. Okay, but here in case of frog, they are poikilotherms, that is, they cannot maintain a normal body temperature, or they cannot regulate their body temperature. So if they are taken to a highly cold place, okay, their body cannot maintain the normal temperature. Or if they are taken to a very warm place, the body cannot maintain the normal temperature. So you have seen that frogs are seen in holes and all, okay, or in underground. All these things are to protect them from the temperature. Okay, they cannot survive in higher temperature. So they are cold-blooded or poikilotherms. Then another thing is that they can change the color of their body to hide from their enemies, and this is called camouflage. Okay, they can be similar to the surroundings where they are present, and this property is called a camouflage. Then another thing is summer sleep or aestivation, and winter sleep or hibernation. So what is summer sleep and winter sleep? That is, during summer the frogs are mostly They are mostly present in, sometimes they can be seen in water, or sometimes they can be present buried inside some underground holes and all. This is called summer sleep. Okay. Then in winter time also they will be present in some underground holes and all, or sometimes they will be basking in sun to protect them from that cold. So that is called winter sleep. That is inactive. In this basking under the sun and all, that is how they maintain their body temperature, right? Mostly during hibernation and estivation, the frogs will be present inside some underground holes and all. Okay, thus they protect themselves from extreme heat and cold. Then coming to morphology. So that was only an introduction. Here we will be discussing the first part, that is morphology of frog. Okay. So what do you mean by morphology? So what do you mean by morphology? So morphology is the study of what? Study of external characters, right? So morphology is the study of external characters. So what? All things we can see from outside. That is, what are the external characters? So tell me about the external characters of a frog. Okay, so this is the body of a frog. So the body of a frog is divided into two main parts. This part is the head and the remaining part is called a trunk. Okay, so there are only two parts for the body, head and trunk. Then, can you find neck? No, neck is absent and the tail is also absent. But tail is present where? It is present in the larval stage of frog, which is called a tadpole, right? So tadpole has got tail, but in an adult frog, neck and tail will be absent. Okay, then considering the skin of a frog. So have you ever touched a frog? Have you? Okay, if you have ever touched a frog, you will know, you have already noticed that the frog's skin, it is moist and slippery. It is smooth and slippery. Why? Because mucus is present. The thing is that a moist condition is maintained in the skin because in water respiration takes place through skin. Okay, when they are present in water, respiration takes place through skin. So the skin is maintained in a moist condition that allows the exchange of gases. Okay, so skin is moist, smooth and slippery. Why it is slippery? Due to the presence of mucus. Then, what is the color of a frog? We have already said that it can change its color based on its surroundings. But mostly our Indian frog has an olive green color on its dorsal surface. So this upper surface or dorsal surface will have an olive green color with some spots and all, with some yellow spots and all. And on ventral side, okay, lower side or ventral side, it will be pale yellow in color. Okay, then yes, another important thing is the eyes. Okay, so consider the eyes of a frog. How are the eyes? It is a bulged eyes, right? The eyes are simple eyes. It's not compound eyes like ours. Simple eyes are present, but the eyes are bulged eyes, and the eyes are covered. Here you can see a membrane is there to protect the eyes, right? So the eyes are covered with a protective membrane when they are present in water, and this membrane is called nictitating membrane. So a membrane in frog that prevents water from entering into the eyes when the frog is in water. Okay, they are amphibians, right? They can survive both in land and water. So when they are present in water, this nictitating membrane, what does it do? It helps to cover the eyes and protect the eyes from water. Okay, so the function of nictitating membrane is to protect eyes from wetting in water. Very important question. The membrane present in frog to protect the eyes in water, it is called nictitating membrane. Okay. Then frogs, they do not drink water, they absorb water through their skin. Okay, so water reaches the body of a frog through their skin only, and they do not drink water. Then, so instead of ear, they have a structure. External ear is absent, right? External ear is a characteristic feature of mammal only. So in frog, instead of ear, what is present? Tympanum is present, and this tympanum receives sound signals. Okay, so these are some general morphological characters. Then one of the most important, very important thing are the limbs of frog. Okay, very important question. So frog, it is a tetrapod, right? So it has four limbs and hind limbs. Like us, four limbs and hind limbs. So how many digits we have in our four limbs? 5, right? In hind limbs also we have 5. But here in frog, 4 limbs have 4 digits. 4 limbs, 4. Okay, 4 digits. And hind limbs have 5 digits. Okay, 4 limbs have 4 digits and hind limbs have 5 digits. Then the hind limbs are webbed. Here you can see some like duck and all. The digits are webbed digits. Okay, here you can see. These are the webbed digits. The hind limbs are webbed digits. So these are the 4 limbs. So 4 limbs are 4 in number. Hind limbs are webbed digits. What is the function of these webbed digits? They help the frog in swimming. Okay, so limbs of frog, it is very important. Questions have been asked in NEET exam and all regarding the limbs of frog. So 4 limbs, they have 4 digits and hind limbs have 5 digits. So what is the nature of hind limbs? Hind limbs are webbed digits. Okay, that helps in swimming. Then coming to the last part in morphology of a frog is that very important. Frogs exhibit sexual dimorphism. So what do you mean by dimorphism or sexual dimorphism? That is, we can easily differentiate between a male and female frog, based on external characters. Okay, so we can easily differentiate between a male and female frog based on external characters. This is called sexual dimorphism. When we look at a frog, we can easily differentiate whether it is male or female. So mainly 2 characters are there to identify male frogs. Which are the 2 characters? First one is the presence of vocal sacs. So you might have heard of sounds of frog during rainy season and all, right? At night time during rainy season, we might hear sounds of frog. So that sound is produced by whom? Male frog. Because sound producing, here you can see these are the vocal sacs. Sound producing vocal sacs are present in male frog. Okay, so that is the first feature, vocal sacs. Second feature is, here you can see, in the first digit of forelimb. Okay, in the first digit of forelimb, male frogs have a structure called copulatory pad. So this copulatory pad helps to hold the female frog at the time of mating. Okay, so male frogs have got a copulatory pad, and where is that copulatory pad present? It is present on the first digit of the forelimb, and this copulatory pad helps them to hold the female frog during mating. Okay, so remember, male frogs have 2 additional features which are absent in female frog. So which are the 2 additional features? First one is the presence of vocal sacs that helps to produce sound. Second one is the presence of copulatory pad. So where is that copulatory pad present? This copulatory pad is present on the first digit of forelimb. Okay, so these are all about the morphology of frog. Okay, thank you.